Hello out there in knife making land. This is Denis Tyrell of Tyrell Knifeworks and my co-host, I was going to say Eric Sandoval. I am out of it today. Jerid Sandoval from Echo Blades. How you doing? I'm out of it.
Good. Yeah. You slayed that intro, bro.
I know, man.
I
That
mean,
was awesome.
murdered it. I was just pumping you up, too.
See, don't get my hopes up. Man,
That was a hard fall.
I know, right? Jesus.
Well,
I guess I've just been so happy the weather hasn't been shitty that I'm so excited. I need to get in the shop and spend more time there.
yeah.
How's it been?
It's been okay. Good. Excuse me. We had like you said, some decent weather, and yeah, it's been good.
Yeah,
Works.
last week kind of sucked.
How did work go last week?
Well, I told you I had those, whatever it was, week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Weather was saying it was going to be like high 80s, low 90s for Wednesday, Thursday. And I told you I was going to try to cancel that Wednesday, Thursday class.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out that he was coming down with his wife, and they're from Oregon, and they had a Airbnb booked, and they were going to go to the city anyway, and they're booked up through the rest of the summer. And I said, well, there's no way we're going to do a Damascus class. That would just be, we would die of heat stroke. But the Monday, Tuesday class was kind of a hybrid copper Damascus class. It was like kind of like my 2-day knife making course, but we spend the idea was to spend half of the first day making copper Damascus and then make a knife. And that's what I did for the guy Monday, Tuesday. So then I said to Michael, for the Wednesday, Thursday class, I said, do you want to do that instead? And he said, sure, copper Damascus sounds fun. So I did 2 copper Damascus classes back to back, which was fine because we were done forging the first day took a little while. I gave him way too much steel to do the Damascus. We had like 24 inches of Damascus cladding, which is way too much. And it just took too long to forge. So we were done by like 2. And then Wednesday, we were done before noon, the Damascus. So, and then we just had to make the knives. But so we could, the second day on each course, we could close up the shop and turn the air conditioning on. So it was 108 or something on Thursday or something like that. So it was a good thing we did that.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was stupid hot.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday was. Yeah, that's right.
So it wasn't actually so bad, and it got warm by noon, but then we, finished up, and yeah, it was pretty good.
Cool.
But
so you did 2 classes or one? I'm
2 classes. 2 classes. A Monday, Tuesday class, and then a Wednesday, Thursday class.
Gotcha. So you're able to get them both done.
Got them both done. So,
nice.
And they were both very happy. And the first guy had only ever made a spike knife at some other forge. He's from down in Southern California, but I guess some forge that was local to him, you can rent time at. He went there and just made a spike knife. And then the second guy, Michael, he came with me. He did a course with me earlier this year in like February, April or something like that.
He's the guy that's made like 3 knives that are all copper Damascus.
Well, no. Now he has, because he only made 1 knife, and then he just, because he, so the second guy, the Wednesday, Thursday class, he had probably a 14-inch piece of copper Damascus when he was done, and then chose to make 2 knives slightly bigger than my Sand Tigers.
Gotcha.
So we finished 2 knives. Well, he finished 2 knives in those days. So he actually was hand sanding for 6 hours on Thursday.
Dude, I love that. That's what I always do to myself is, batch work is great. if you're not hand sanding. But I always find myself with like just this huge block of hand sanding time that's just boo.
Yeah, but well, he got on the Sand Shark, and he
That's
was
a
using
great
that.
point.
Yeah, he was using that. But still, I mean, and if you're a rookie at hand sanding, it takes longer, right? You just don't
Sure.
know the tricks.
Yeah.
So it took him a while to hand. And I told him, like, hey, this is Damascus. You don't hand sand it. It's going to look like crap, right? Like you got to at least get it to 220. I think he took it to 400, and it looked great. Like you probably saw those pictures I posted.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, they came out really nice.
Yeah. He did a great job.
Yeah. So I was thrilled, and a lot of people didn't believe it was his second and third knife. So that was good.
Yeah. Some people just do it
Yeah.
good, quick.
Yeah. And
Some people,
he caught on to the grinding. And I mean, this is like, the second time he's had in person training. So, he didn't create any bad habits or anything like that. So,
nice.
yeah, it was a good course.
Cool.
And
Cool.
then spent Friday just kind of finishing or sorry, starting to finish this knife for the Triple T, which I think will be done tomorrow, which I'm glad to get moved on from that one. But before I go into that, what have you been doing?
You took, I guess we'll talk about that. But you took that thing last week all the way to squaring up the block, right?
Yeah.
That's
Slotted
where
the guard, slotted the handle, squared up drew the lines to square up the handle. And then today's this week coming episode will be grinding the guard, grinding the handle, finishing it. So
nice.
It's pretty much done now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think somebody's coming in my house.
What's that?
Somebody's walking in. Sorry.
Oh. What's going on in your shop?
Not much, man. I got I did a little bit of shop time on Saturday. I spent the day heat treating. I have an order for a Gomai chupacabra, like a little, I don't know, this one's got a little taller blade than the original, but not too much. And I heat treated that, and then I got a funny story. So the other day, for a while I had a like a cutoff of a Sanmai billet that I did a chef knife out of, and I was just like, it's like weird shaped, right? But I knew there was a knife in there, so I just kind of started messing around, and I profiled a Nesmuck. Is that the right name?
Yep.
Yeah. So I profiled a Nesmuck, and then it's been sitting around for months, right? Classic Jerid stuff. And I had some things to do, but I was looking for something to do that was, just like just messing around, right? That wasn't for real type thing. And so finally on Saturday, while I was doing all that, I think it was actually before that. Any rate, I went out, and it was last week. So I that's what it was. It was last week I profiled it. And then I like forced myself to go out there and grind it. So I went out, I ground it up. And it's funny because as I was at the grinder, I was, one particular time I pressed, real hard, gave it a lot of pressure, and it just the just material was going away, and I was like, patting my arms like, boy, man, you must be like working out, man. I just ripped into that thing. So I keep going about my business, get it, pretty close. I ground it thin as shit. Like I was
Sorry, and you said this is a chupacabra?
No, this was the Nesmuk. This was
Oh,
just
the
that cut off
Nesmuk. Oh,
piece of
okay.
that little Sanmai thing. And I was just going after it, right? And I went super thin. And on Monday, it was Monday, because I think we recorded Sunday last week. So, anyways, on Monday I was driving to work, and I was just like, man, that was really like easy. And then it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I never heat treated it.
Oh,
It
I
was
thought you were talking about pre-heat treat grinds.
no, I thought I was grinding final, post heat treat. Like that's why I was so like impressed with my strength. This manly ass, strength of, Samson or something, as I was just like digging in, and the bevels were just, the plunge lines were getting squared up real nice, real quick. And I fooled the shit out of myself because it just hit me because what happened was because it was forged, Sanmai. I saw a scale on it and stuff, and I was like, just convinced myself it was heat treated. So anyway, I didn't heat treat it. It's thin as shit. So as I was heat treating the chupacabra, I threw that one in there. Holy shit! So I've never personally experienced the bacon effect on an edge, and
That's the one you showed me.
wow, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the one I showed you. I was like, holy shit. Um, Yeah, it was wavy. Yeah.
Little uh roller coaster.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really fucked. So but what I did do, because I've been having, not that I've been having problems, but I mean, I always get a lot of decarb, um, for whatever reason. I remember back in the beginning when I was starting, I was bringing knives over to you, and unless you really dug in, and grind all that decarb out, we were getting inconsistent tests on the HRC and stuff like that. So I decided to do was, I'm sure it's not original idea or anything, but I had a bunch of these stainless steel packets, so I just dumped those two knives in there and did the thermal cycle, and that really helped. I was actually pretty shocked how clean they came out, you know, out of all that cycling, because you do the two thermals and the anneal. But I started getting a wave in that little thing in the thermal cycling. I was like, oh fuck. So after the quench, it was like so that was pretty
You,
interesting.
they make these things called Sharpies, and you can actually write on your knife what you've done to it and what you haven't.
Dude, there's a really talented younger maker that suggests that a while ago, but he doesn't have much retention. But anyway, but so I did that, and I was like, well, fuck, and then so I did a video about it, and at the end of it I said I wanted a BLT. I was wondering if I didn't get nothing back on there. I'm like, come on, people. That's a good damn joke. So I ended
I,
up go ahead.
I didn't even catch that joke when you said it. I was like, what? I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah. But so I ended up reprofiling that again and took that thing down and gave it an entirely different shape. Um, but it came back. It's good, straight, and I'm happy with it. I mean, it's an interesting looking thing. The handle on it's super thin, and I had found another cutoff of some scales that I had that fit like perfectly for it. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm actually looking forward to finishing that one up.
On the decarb, now unless I know I'm going to be doing a ton of grinding on it, and I'm going to remove a bunch of stuff, I'm pretty much using the Condursal and everything.
So you'll heat treat in the you'll quench with that on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fine. It's super
It's fine.
thin. Yeah. Yeah. It's like it wouldn't affect that anyway. It's like it's thin as paint, right? So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
That crossed my mind because I need to get some. Otherwise, we'll be back
Yeah.
at your house here for the next round of
Yeah. I
stainless, because
actually
I'm not using that foil anymore.
I talked to Lawrence about carrying it, but the problem is they don't do any kind of wholesale rates or anything like that. So he it's going to cost him money to get it, to
And
store
then
it,
he's got to mark it.
and
Yeah.
he's going to be selling it at a higher price than they do.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't know that it's really going to make much sense, but
I mean, unless people can't get it, is it something that has a problem going across the border or anything?
I don't think so. It's they don't make it, the Duffy company that carries it. They just don't make it very easy. Like you can't just buy it on their website. You actually have to call them.
Oh,
And they'll gladly ship it to you. Like that's how I got it. But most people want to just do the click on the
yeah.
website and order it, right? But
Right.
you can't do that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
Well, the packets worked great. I was I was super surprised. And then even, you take it out of the packet when you do the final quench, and there was not much on there.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, I mean,
pleased.
I wouldn't do that for stainless, but for carbon steel, sure, throw it in. I've done that
Yeah,
before. Throw it in
yes,
steel.
that's what I'm talking about is
Yeah.
for carbon. Yeah. But that worked out. But yeah, so I spent that day heat treating, and then the next day I was reprofiling and working on that, glued up some liners, and it was easy going. I wasn't really pushing myself too much, but just it was good to be finally back out there and kind of doing it. And then on Sunday, my buddy Derek Miles came over, and he's the guy that bought the twist chupacabra.
Mhm.
And after I had re-etched it and did all that stuff, we just haven't been able to connect. But he came over on Sunday, and I finally gave that to him. And he ended up making a post about it. I'm saying some really nice stuff. And as I was reading it, man, I swear, guys, I I guess it's difficult for me to like. It's not difficult, but it's something it's going to take a lot of time to get used to hear people saying nice things about stuff that I've done.
I say nice things of stuff you've done all the time.
Yeah, but
I don't mean that
you've
doesn't
never
mean anything.
well, no, it means the world to me, to be honest with you, as lame as that is, but I hate saying that. But yeah, no, that stuff means the world to me too. But it's like you don't love me enough to, support me with a purchase. So go fuck yourself. I think it has to do with that customer,
I get
relationship
it.
of like,
I know
yeah,
I'm busting your balls.
yeah. Oh, I know you are, but I want to make sure I was giving that back. But so like, and then to put it out there, and so I shared that, and so I appreciate the kind words, and he's giving me some feedbacks. It's comfortable. He wanted to make a sheath for it himself, and he ended up making a real nice one. He's been carrying it and says it's
Yeah, it's on the
comfortable.
sheath. Looks good.
Yeah, yeah, I was super happy.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
to tell you, doing that class Monday made me realize because I put the forge on Monday. I'm thinking, when is the last time I've had the forge on? And I'm like, it was to do the Viking sword. So I haven't had that forge on in over 2 months. I was
wow,
like,
it's already
man,
been that long.
yeah,
God,
yeah. I haven't done
that's
anything since then because most of the knives I was doing for Blade Show were from steel I already had.
or
So
stainless, right? You did a
yeah, or
bunch of
stainless.
stainless.
So yeah, it was crazy.
That's a trip.
Yeah. So
Well, I have
got
an Apollo that I've only fired up twice, so I got you beat. Well,
oh
that's another good.
sorry, you finish your thought.
I was gonna say because Derek was coming over, and he's a he makes all kinds of. He's a pretty well rounded kind of dude. Like he does a lot of different stuff, but knife making he was just doing here or there. But he sold a couple knives, but boy, man, he went all in here in the past couple weeks. Maybe it's probably been longer than that, but he got an even heat, great deal on the marketplace. He redid his Apollo, upgraded it to like a Gen 5 now. Got an induction forge, and like he's just been
Wow.
on like a fucking tear, dude. It has been so exciting to watch the passion of somebody pursuing, our craft. I haven't had the opportunity to, watch, and I've had the developing the friendship with him. I've got to kind of watch him kind of grow and and help as much as I can. But to see somebody like really getting after it and really putting together a whole thing to get moving, man, it's really cool. It was a cool experience there. And then I was like, yeah, Jesus, man, you're going. And I started thinking about like how you must have felt when I like put together a shop in 3 months.
Well, Michael, the guy that was here for the Wednesday, Thursday class,
Yeah.
has already got an even heat. He's building a press. He's built the press. He's getting the parts powder coated right now.
Nice.
Has a chili forge. Like he's already spent like I think 10 grand at least in forging equipment. He's got his grandfather's anvil. He's got all this stuff ready to go. So it's same thing. Just like hitting the ground running kind of thing.
Yeah.
So got bit by the bug.
Yeah, it's cool it was cool to see. And so I'm excited. But then I got a little pissed off because he had his buddy came in and did all the electrical. So now I'm like, so wait a minute. I was talking about getting an induction for it. Dennis gets an induction for it, puts it together. Derek gets one now. His is up and running, and here I am just looking at mine like I do everything.
Hey, whenever you want, let's do the electrical. Whenever
we missed the cool bus though. I have a buddy that's gonna help me, but I was like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna ask somebody to come help me when it's the surface of the sun hot out here. So the past couple of weeks have been bad. Plus we had all the push up until blades. So I'm good. I was just joking, but
So I don't remember. You've got room in your big panel to put a 50 amp breaker?
I have the 220 for the welder in a perfect spot that I just want to replace the breaker. So I have 220 amps. I have 2 slots in there, so it should work. Yeah. I just need to do it. But the problem is that it's only ran for 220, so I got to redo that entire run of the wire. That's the bitch.
Well, what I'm wondering is you might want to do the same thing I did. And where's your main panel? Not the sub panel. Where's your main panel?
Behind the grinders? Yeah,
so
on the outside.
Why don't we just put that 50 amp in the main panel and then just bust through that wall and put the outlet right there?
It's not a bad idea.
That's what I did. Because then I didn't have to, because that fucking 6 gauge wire is fucking expensive. Like you do not want to run 30 feet of that stuff. It's going to cost you $300.
Whoa.
Yeah, that wire is expensive. I would just bust it and put that outlet right on the wall behind the grinders and then just put your induction forge.
But don't you still need I would still need a pretty lengthy extension cord though.
Well, you're gonna have to put a cord on the induction forge. I'm just saying, put a 6-foot cord on the induction forge instead of running 6 gauge wire from your sub panel all the way, like, because that's at the back, right? I mean, you might as well just break through the wall and put that 50 amp right there on the wall. So you have like a foot and a half of cable instead of, and then just put a 50 amp wall mount and then put your 6-foot cable attached to your induction forge.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Of course, it's a genius idea.
That's great. It's like almost like,
and it saves you room in your sub panel. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I'm maxed with that. I don't have any more
room. Yeah, and that's what I mean. You want to leave some room in that, and then that leaves that 20 amp that you have there already. There's no sense getting rid of that.
No.
Yeah,
that's what
so keep that.
All kind of stuff. Yeah, that'll be for if it ever happens. That was intended for the press and the and the welder. Yeah, but you would still use that, right? If I was to do it that way.
What do you use? What? You lost me.
You still use that outlet if I was to put the 50 on it?
That's what I mean. Yeah. Leave the 20 there and keep using it.
I'm saying if I replaced that, if I did it the non-genius way.
But the 50 amp is a different outlet. It's a different shape.
Gotcha.
Like you should put a different outlet on it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah. Do that. So I did end up while Michael was hand sanding, I did end up spent an hour, probably 2 hours, and made 5 coffee scoops. So I got some more of those. I used that to, I don't know if you saw my post, that little tiny hammer that we got from our sponsor, 2 Basterds, Texas Smithy and Supplies for all your hammer needs. go get yourself a fat peen, or or if you're up in Canada, you can get a two Basterds hammers from Maritime Knife Supply and go get yourself the new Vaquero, which is specifically for Maritime. Exclusively, that's what I meant. Exclusively for Maritimes. Get yourself a Vaquero or any other hammer that Two Basterds, Frank over at Two Basterds makes. But he was giving away those little tiny ball peens. So I thought, what am I ever going to use this thing for? It's so tiny. I know he calls it a pin setter, but I don't know. I have another hammer that I have near the workbench that I guess I use for that. But so I figured I'll try to make a coffee scoop with that thing. And the problem is the head on that ball peen. He may have a fat peen on the other one, but this was a tiny peen. And
ooh, tale of two tales there, boy.
I bet you I hit that scoop like 3,000 times with that tiny little hammer to get that dimple pattern. But it looks cool. It looks like more like a golf ball than a coffee scoop. But
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But
the original spoon that I started never finished had a smaller peen I used for that, and it but the spoon itself was a lot smaller, so it was a lot less surface area to mess around with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good choice. It came out cool.
Yeah, it was. So one of them looks a little different than the others, but yeah, it's all good.
Oh, you didn't do more than one?
No, I only not with that one. I started that. I'm like, yeah, this is cool for the Instagram thing, but screw that. I'm going to use the big one after this.
Yeah. Mine's sitting on my dresser. I got to get it out into the shop, and it's definitely too small for my little wheel of hammers.
Yeah.
I think it would fall right out.
Yeah. If it would have been one size bigger, I probably would have turned it into a carbide tipped straightening hammer.
Oh yeah, that'd been cool.
But that was the first class, the Monday Tuesday class. It was he wanted to make a sax. So, and it was pretty. It probably had a 8-inch blade on it since he had a lot of steel,
right?
And that friggin' knife warped. Kind of. It wasn't. It was probably an 1/8 of an inch. Like it was definitely warped. Definitely, you no way this was grinding it out. I tempered that thing 4 times. After the initial temper with like a shim temper, could not get this thing out. And I'm always up to this point, I've always been leery using a straightening hammer on a kumai because I'm thinking you're really just denting the cladding. Like, is that going to work once I grind it out? And then I was figured I would. Then I'm going to start. I start hitting the steel in the core, the 1084 that was the core. So I'm like, and then by the end of it, I'm like doing the copper and everything, and it worked.
Nice.
I bet you it was 10 o'clock at night, and I bet you I hit that knife at least 5,000 times with that. Like you should have saw it. It was like doing 5 of those scoops.
Wow.
There was dents because I'm literally just going ting 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 because I don't want to. It's somebody else's knife, right, on a course. Right. Like I don't want to break it, but I want it ready for him to do the next day, or else, he's not going to finish the course on time. So I was, but yeah, it worked. So yeah, you can use a straightening hammer on kumai, even if it's copper cladding, and we had a lot to grind anyway. So it was all those things ground out, and it was pretty straight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Straightening hammer for the win.
Yeah. And I have like 10 of those carbide ball bearings now. I've been meaning to make, because the one I have it's not very.
You made your own?
No, I'm going to make my own.
Okay.
Because the one someone made me, and I'm sure it was a patron, and thank you for sending it, but it's really, it's not very aggressive. So it's like took forever. So I want to set like a 1/4-inch ball bearing in a hammer and actually make one. And yeah, just try and make them. They don't look like they're that hard to make, so I'm going to try to make one. But
That's right. Sweet dreams are made of these. I play this on purpose. I didn't know my volume was on. But the guy that we get the coils from,
Chlor-Iron Forge.
Chlor-Iron Forge, yeah. I just saw a post here.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
He's making a quick connect for the to change the coils out.
Yeah, I'm all over that. I saw it today. I'm like, yeah.
I looked and I was like, did I miss? Nope. I got a reminder set on August. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it's so you just leave the those things on, and those quick connects, you can just move any of the
yeah, maybe no, actually they're not coming out for a while, guys. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, he's going to sell a lot of those. I'm assuming he's tested these. I mean, I don't know. Did he invent these? Or are these like a common thing? I don't know.
I have no idea. There's not really much on the post except that cool song with him quickly changing out those coils. So I thought it was badass.
Yeah. I'm not a plumber, so I don't know if that's like just a regular thing, and we just don't know about it, and this is a new use for it, or if like he invented this or what. But it's like this little, what would you call it? A little clasp or whatever that goes in it.
Yeah, I don't want to call it like a key of some kind, but
yeah, it's like a little.
I can only think of a fire sprinkler reference that no one will get, but it looks like a pause lock connection for an old product for fire sprinklers.
You're right. No one's going to get that.
Yeah, well, Derek Miles will. So,
yeah, I need to get some of those.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
I've
been working on that, or I had that stainless K-tip Gyoto that I was making for my kitchen. Finally put it in the kitchen, so I finally have one of my own. Like,
congrats.
Yeah, own knives. I mean, I have a knife in my kitchen of mine that I've made, but it's carbon steel knife, and I don't really like to bring it out because the kids and my wife leave it at the bottom of the sink, and it gets rusty. And now my wife doesn't want to use it because she's scared to make it rusty. And yeah, so but the stainless one I love because it's a big chef knife, and I like big knives. I don't like the little, 6-inch knives my wife likes to use.
Heard about that.
But
6 inches is fine.
But I mean, I've used
so much there.
I'm just glazing over that.
No, you're not. We are not going right by that. But I just want to thank you for that beautiful soundbite, because I just might clip that.
Yeah, you don't have the soundboard. I do.
Well, I know some people though.
Bobby, you leave that one alone.
Yeah, buddy. He just did a 6-inch fucking pickle thing last week. That's a bummer.
Yeah, no repeats.
Yeah, that's great.
But I mean, I've used my own knives, of course, and I've tested them and stuff like that, but not to the point where I've used it like, hey, I'm using this knife every day, because that's the one I reach for now, right? And I gotta say, that thing is, of course, it's sharp because I just sharpened it, but it's got an S grind, and that thing just
performing well,
flies through things. I was cutting onions and peppers, and like no resistance whatsoever. So I was really happy with it. So I just got to keep perfecting that S grind, because this is actually one where the reason it's in my kitchen, of course, because there's a little defect where I went too far on the S grind on one side. So they don't perfectly match. So I don't give a crap about that. It's a cosmetic thing. That's why it's in my kitchen, of course.
It's a blem. That's
Yeah.
good. That's what you do with blems. You keep them or you learn from them. Good for you.
Yeah, but yeah, I was very happy with how it performs. So
yeah,
I think I'm gonna make a shorter version of that knife because that thing is like going on 9 inches. Like it's a pretty big knife. So I'm probably gonna make a 6.5, 7 inch version of that knife, or maybe
that's
even a Santoku or something.
yeah. That's I was thinking the same thing because I'm actually going the other way though, because the knife that we have that I made for Lynn is a carbon knife, but it's probably maybe 6. But she uses it all the time, and for her it's fine. But that's like one of the first 10 or so knives that I had made, and the heel is really short. But I was just messing around with that. I made some potatoes, breakfast potatoes, and I cut a shitload of them up. But I was, like I gotta, start using it and testing, just using performance stuff. It did pretty well too. I have a reel here that I've been meaning to post. I made chorizo and eggs and kind of did a little reel, but I never posted it. But yeah, I want to get a slightly bigger one to
like a taller one, you mean? Like
like a
taller heel?
taller and a little longer
Yeah.
too, because that we're like in the petty range right now because they're all I don't know is 7 like just over petty or
Yeah,
like
like a
it's
chef
almost
is like 7 to 10.
yeah.
Where 7 is kind of because I mean, if you talk to Mareko, he's like, yeah, he mostly makes 7 inch chef knives because the big ones are, most people don't want the big ones. I
Yeah.
like the big one. I have big hands, and but I understand like women are going to want the small one. You know,
For the hands.
fits in the hand better.
I don't know, man. This might be another plug for Two Bastards Fat Peen right now. I don't know what you're talking about, my friend.
Oh God, we have to
That's
edit the
good.
show.
Yeah, this is great. All right, well, let's get out of there and
Yeah, but I do have to get some more knives not laser, water jet cut. So I might work on a couple of new designs for some culinary knives.
since you don't work anymore, I might hire you to make me a couple of profiles because I am seriously not digging CAD work on that. I tried to open it up the other day and I was just like, fuck this. I don't want to even look at another CAD. It's just not my deal right now. So
Oh,
anyways,
you're just lazy.
I just love that you have nothing to do. So I want to fill your time. I
Nothing
want
to
to
do.
help you. I don't want you to,
You,
get
you know,
stagnant.
this week is because like 2 weeks ago was like July 1st was my first official day of retirement, right? But then like Parker and I were still working on like sand sharks, getting those out. And
Yeah.
then July 4th. So of course took the day off for July 4th. And then last week had 4 days of classes. So this week is really my first week of like just me in the shop working. So I already felt like I was super productive today. Oh, by the way, I split that basket weave we were doing.
Nice.
I split that today, went perfectly. I haven't forged it back together, so I can't tell you it went perfect, but it looks great. So
I'm
I think
excited.
I'm going to forge that back together tomorrow. I forged some other Damascus for these Kumai karambits I'm making later this week.
What do you need that um leaf string for? It's top secret?
It's top secret. I can't tell you.
I just ran out, dude. It's a bummer.
Dick.
Oh no, dude. Seriously, remember my buddy gave me those.
No, obviously I didn't remember. I wouldn't have posted it.
Oh God. Yeah. I have 2 giant leaf springs off of a semi. The pieces on there are like 3 inches wide by
Okay, perfect.
they're and I have two full stacks. I have endless leaf
Yeah, I
springs.
just need one How thick are they? Like they're probably like a half-inch thick if they're of a
They're like a
sunlight.
half inch. Yeah. They're like
Perfect.
a half inch thick. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
And they
just need
range
one.
from like a foot to fucking 3 feet.
Yeah,
And there's
I
like a
need.
stack. There's like 4 or 5 of them plus.
Yeah,
Like it's a
I
lot.
I probably if they're a half inch, I probably need one because it's got a hole in the center, right?
I'm
I, I,
assuming. Yeah.
I need
Jeff
probably
actually has them.
okay. I
I
need like
I
one
don't know.
half of a long one for what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Done.
All right, then I can
I'll
all
make
the other
a
people that have offered, I can tell them thank you, but got it figured.
yeah.
Um, no, this is for my apocalyptic challenge build. I'm just kind of
I
starting
figured.
to assess the materials. So
Gotcha.
I'll tell you off air what I'm going to make.
Okay.
But for that, for everyone else, I need to get off my ass this week and figure out sponsors for that thing and then get the participant list. So in the next 2 weeks, I'll be figuring that out.
When does
But
that start?
haven't announced it yet, so I got to work the timeline. I'll probably announce it end of July, beginning of August.
Oh wow.
So two
Typically
weeks.
it's in October or it
Yeah,
ends. Okay, gotcha.
yeah. The videos air in October, so but that's when it's yeah, when the viewer builds will be due and the channel builds. So
I'm just looking at something right now. I just realized that um because you're such a kind soul and had me do the Triple T IG account.
mhm.
I knew it was going to happen, but for the first time, I posted a reel thinking it was on
I
Echo Blade
saw that
and it was on the Triple T, and I was like, "Motherfuck!" And then people had already like and I was like,
because
"Shit!"
even
So
I
I just
replied
left.
to it.
Yeah, I just left it, and I was like, what a bonehead."
Well, it's because they both say you should change the name because they both say Jerid Sandoval. So you should actually change if you can. Can you change your name on IG?
I can, yeah,
Yeah. So you should actually
yeah,
change it to Triple T Podcast, and then you won't get so confused. Because every time I like when I'm sending you a message, I have to look for your logo. I try to ignore the Jerid Sandoval. I have to look for the logo.
yeah. That's a good point. But I don't necessarily see. I don't see it, but I have 3 accounts, so as I'm going back and forth, I just get confused. I guess it does say Jared Sandoval there, but I don't really
Yeah.
pay attention to that. But
Oh,
it might help
yeah.
because it does. Yeah, but I was laughing. I was like, "Motherfucker!"
Yeah, I did notice you screwed that up, but well, oh well, it's not the end of the
I,
world.
no,
But
so
I am working on some Damascus for some Kumai. Hopefully, I mean, if I get my ass in gear, I might even have that build ready this week. So I
for the
want to get
Karambit,
more. Yeah, for the Karambits
when are you doing all that?
this week. Tomorrow, I'll probably finish the Damascus tomorrow, and then do the knives
Hmm.
like Wednesday, Thursday kind of thing. Because I would like to get the build video out this Saturday. Because I also haven't had a build video since um, the
Viking.
Viking challenge, which is
All right.
probably the longest I've gone without a build video, as opposed to like a triple T. But
Hmm.
so yeah, I'm trying to put a lot more focus into YouTube builds. But
Yeah.
I find, and I was thinking today, what am I going to do for this basket weave split that we're doing? And I think I'm going to turn that into a dagger, a really cool dagger. So we'll see what it looks like
That's
when it's done.
that does look dagger-esque.
Yeah.
I don't know why all this Kumai right now. I want to do one now.
All right. Well, get your
I
ass in
don't
gear.
know.
Get over
Yeah,
here.
I know. I was just thinking, but I just made a fucking whole announcement that I wasn't gonna do that.
Yeah. You just said last week you're focusing on mono steel.
But I want to do stuff for myself, though. Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
I'm never satisfied. But yeah. But speaking of those, so one of those one of the things I worked on with Brent when we were out in Florida was worked on a lot, like just I don't know, concepts of making, you know. But one of them was like I've wanted to for a long time, and I never do do a belt finish, and because I guess it's who's taught me, you know what I mean? Like you're really a hand sander, you know. So I'll always look at it, and then I think a couple episodes back, whenever that was, I was talking about like I think sometimes there's some imperfections in there. Every time I hand sand, I always go, shit, I thought that was all right, but there's a lot of waves in there. But I have two the newer, smaller Intrepid version that I have a belt finish on. Man, I'm super stoked with it. I think I
Would
like it.
you
And
take it to like
I
400?
just no, I took it to 120 with a Scotch Brite.
Okay.
I think it looks fucking fantastic.
Well, hey, go with it.
Yeah, I am. I'm already got the build. I got it's already sold, so I gotta just wrap it up. I'm gonna use this a fat carbon that I got from
Mm-hmm.
at Blade. It's green and gray.
Nice.
Another Ace fan, buddy of mine wants to try that. So it's kind of like I was showing him the albatross, the mini albatross that Brent made, and he's like, "That's fucking badass." And so I didn't have the materials to do that, but I was like, I got this carbon fiber with some gray liners. That might look really cool. So I should have that done this weekend.
Yeah. I think I should get my shipment from our buddy Lawrence Flake. Um, what kind of stuff does Lawrence have?
Dude, Lawrence has everything you need to make a knife. You can go see Lawrence Lake at Maritime Knife Supply. He's got handle material, steel, wood, drill bits, carbides, end mills, calipers, grinders, heat treating ovens, attachments, abrasives. He will even cut your steel if you're a Damascus maker. I still say this every week, like I'm so surprised by what an amazing service that is. It is such a time saver for guys like you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was taking the mill scale off of steel today, thinking I'm so happy I didn't have to cut up the steel.
that's amazing. Love it.
Actually, and I
Yeah,
got a drop of 15 and 20 from him that was like bandsaw blade, and that stuff doesn't even have mill scale on it.
yeah.
It's nice shiny steel, so didn't even have to. That stuff was awesome.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you
he,
can, whatever you need, he's got you. Like we already talked about, we got, you can get your exclusive Two Bastards hammer, the Vaquero edition. And you know what else he also carries? He carries gator piss.
gator piss. That reminds me of you're saying you want kumai. Well, you could always get some at Baker Forge and Tool.
That's a great idea.
instead of making your own, you can go get some right now. They're featuring Chevron Gomai with a bronze shim, which is 100.
1084 core.
Yeah, 100 layered Damascus cladding, solid bronze shim, and a 1084 core, which is actually this is what we did for the guys last week in the course. I love the black edge on a blade. I just think that looks so sexy. So yeah. And I think actually I'm going to try to replicate their riptide pattern for these karambits. So trying to steal one of Koi's designs here, the riptide, and just see how it goes. Cuz I've always done like twist Damascus or something. I've always patterned the Damascus before I layer it with the
Okay.
copper.
Right.
And I know but they got those big power hammers. Like they've got dies. It's really hard to pattern with a press or something like that with copper Damascus because you're working I won't say cold, but much colder than like we'd never be able to use those chevron dies. Like it just wouldn't move, right? Like you're dealing with like 1750 or whatever temp you're doing, maybe 1800. It's not moving very well in those dies.
Right. Right.
So I'll be grinding the ladder into these things, not trying to press it like they are, but I'm going to make an attempt.
Nice.
But, yeah, go get yourself some Baker Forge and tool. You can get some incredible steel and install the Baker Forge app. Stay up to date. And for you guys that want steel, one of the most important things about that app is it will tell you when the drops come, and that's what you need because these things fly off the shelves. So definitely go install the app. Go to Baker Forge and tool. Get yourself some amazing steel and use the discount code T10 for 10% off.
That's right. And the app users get 1 day sooner access to the drops.
Oh,
Then it goes to the website. Yep.
Well, look at that. Why would you not install the app?
I got the app. You got the app?
I got the app.
You guys should have the app too. For sure. And then when you built this knife, whether you made your Damascus or you went with some beautiful Baker forged tool steel, you can have to finish it with some kind of protective layer. And I recommend that you go see our buddy Travis Haynes at Pelican Paste to finish up and satisfy all of your premium wax needs. He's got hard wax, soft wax, Pelican oil, a hand salve to take care of your totally manly, worked up hands. Get that rejuvenation in there. And he just came out with some new gritty soap. And I am happy to say that Travis, I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me if I'm right here, but I could be the first person to purchase it.
I'm very interested in that because Parker got me, or Logan, I don't remember, this big jug of like a pump of like kind of like that gritty soap, not from Travis, and I just ran out.
Yeah.
And that stuff is the best for washing your hands because it's, I don't know what's in it, like walnut shells or something, but
I don't know. I have some of that Agent Orange shit too in my shop too, but I upgraded to the new Pelican Paste gritty soap. I put a pretty big order in there. I did the custom logo tins. Nice. Got some soft wax, some hand salve, and I got the soap. But I was telling him, I was like, I'm trying to buy the soap, dude. Where he's like, I haven't put it out yet. I was like, well, can you? I want to get it. I'd like to buy. So he put it up there. So
you're just getting custom logos, so I don't finger your wax anymore, right?
Yeah, that was. And if you do, yeah. That was, sometimes I wish we weren't recording because I got a fucking damn good one. Son of a bitch. But yeah, so make sure you go check out Travis Haynes Pelican Paste and use the discount code T10 for 10% off your next order. He's been getting a lot of love here the last couple weeks, man. I know. He just put a post out, but the community's really starting to show Travis some love, and it's well deserved, man. It's a good dude making a wonderful product, and if you haven't tried it, make sure you go check that out.
You don't have the soap yet, right?
No,
you don't have your. I want to know if the soap smells like oranges, because if it does, I'm on it.
You're in. I'll let you know.
All right.
I will let you know. For sure.
Another thing. I want you to come over and I want you to bring that VersaFlow, because now I'm like, I'm debating whether I want to get one of those. So I want to try yours.
We got another.
I want to try the bonnet.
I got another member of Team Spacesuit. Ryan Coakley just got one.
Oh, did he?
So, yeah. So on Apple, you could take a picture. You turn any picture into a sticker. And one of my favorite stickers is me in my fucking spacesuit giving the thumbs up every time I want to. So I sent him that, and he's super happy with it too, man. So,
well, I was in the shop and I'm doing different operations, and some require respirator and some don't. And it's a pain in the ass to keep putting that thing on and off and on and off. And like, and when I'm recording, like I have the one that'll flip down, so at least I can flip it down, right? But I can't talk and do like because it's like right at my chin, like right in my throat. So it's a pain in the ass. But if I had your Versafone flips up, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if I could do that, then I could talk and it wouldn't bother me having it on. And then I could just flip it down. And so yeah, I'm seriously considering it. But
Yeah.
I want to try it first and see if I'm going to hate it before I spend like $1,300 on one. So
You'd be a bonnet boy. You'd be a beautiful little bonnet boy. It'd be so cute. Yeah. You know, I as I was thinking about this the other day, about our sponsors and, you know, like who we're happy to be working with here. It dawned on me that minus Coy, who went all in and did this, you know, pursued his passion and turned it into a full-time gig. All of our sponsors are doing in this what they do as a side hustle. They're all gainfully employed, working full time, and they do this on their own, man. And I just want to commend them and you know, just give a shout out for because they're just like us, right? But for most of us, you know, not everybody's retired, but you know, there's you know, I think makers in general, a lot of us are, you know, don't do this full time, right? From hobbies to passion to pursuing just the desire to make. And then, you know, I just wanted to give our sponsors a special little shout out and, you know, hats off for all the hard work and busting your ass and doing this stuff and bringing these awesome products and services that you guys do to the community. We appreciate you, and we're so pleased to be a part of the team there. So,
yeah, I heard Frank on Hustle and Grind, and Frank's a busy guy. Like he
yeah,
works crazy hours at the hospital, and then doing hammers and all this stuff. Like I don't know where he finds the time. I don't know when that man sleeps.
yeah. No,
So
that was a great interview too.
yeah,
The boys at Hustle and Grind did a great job with that. It was good to hear Frank. He's a hoot. I think the
yeah.
funniest thing he said on that show, I don't care what anybody says, but he and I think it went over their heads at first because he says, you know, hammers have very few working hammerheads have very few moving parts in them. And then he's like, "That was a joke." And
Yes, I remember that.
I was dying. I was like, "That's so fucking great." Oh man,
Uh,
it's good stuff. Good stuff.
all right,
But
so what are we doing this weekend? Tell we got to talk about this. What is happening this weekend?
so I don't know what you're doing because
I know what I'm doing,
I'm going to Reno for a golf tournament later this week,
which is Friday,
and
right?
it's Friday. Yeah, and then normally I have some friends that are like family in the Reno area, and I would go hang out with them, which I intend to do as well. But we have a buddy out there by the name of Rick Hall, and so I hit him up and was like, "Hey, I'm going to be in Reno. You gonna be around? I'd love to come hang out." And I was like, "We'll finally get away from fucking tag along Tyrell."
Such
He's
an
no way
ass.
he's gonna fucking follow me all the way up to Reno to, you know, steal my one time with Rick. But anyways, yeah. So he's Dennis weaseled
Okay,
his
what
way in.
really happened?
So Dennis weaseled his way in because he can't, you know. No, shout out to Brent, Bald Man Knife and Tool. He's a tag along Tyrell. I was fucking dying.
Uh,
Oh man.
yeah, I love you
But
too,
yeah,
Brent.
so yeah, it's the fucking best. But we're yeah, we're going up to see Rick this weekend, and we're gonna go hang out. And I don't know, Dennis is, you know, has this
Oh, I'm cooking
un,
up something.
unending competitive spirit. He just can't let people just chill out. So we're gonna do some kind of challenge and Rick and I are gonna whoop his ass like it was
Oh,
foosball or something.
we got to do something. Every time Rick and I get together, we're so over enthusiastic about what we're going to get done, and then we end up, instead of hanging out and relaxing, we end up working in the shop like crazy people. So the first time we did that Ocean Sunset Damascus, and then when he came to my shop, we did these Damascus hammers that were great, but they took forever.
Yeah,
so
I
this
remember.
so this time where we wanted to do something chill but fun and something we could get some content out of that would be fun.
Yeah,
So I said, why don't we do a throwing knife challenge? And then, we give ourselves like 2 hours, and you got to make a throwing knife. However, I'm assuming that I don't care how you do it. It could be forged, it could be stock removal. Who cares? Um, and then we're of course we're going to throw them and see see who can make them stick, and are they going to stay in one piece. So I think it'll be fun, and it won't
yeah,
be like you know 15 hours in the shop. So it'll still be fun.
yeah. It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it, man. Rick is a fucking fantastic guy. A lot of fun to hang out with, and I'm super stoked to go hang out and chill. I might be golfing with Rick too.
Oh,
He
really?
likes to golf, yeah. Right. Something just fell through for me for Thursday, so I may hit him up and
Oh, look at
maybe
you.
doing a little golfing there too.
So
So
I was going to ask you when you were going up. So you're going up. You might go up Thursday morning.
I'm gonna go up Thursday morning. Yeah, I got Thursday morning. Normally, I would meet up with some other guys from other companies, and we would do a friendly little best ball tournament, and whoever wins, whoever loses buys lunch before we go and check in to the hotel, because I think we're staying at the Peppermill for a couple days,
Hmm.
uh, Thursday and Friday night, and then Saturday morning I'll cruise over
Okay.
to Rick's. But yeah, but I'll be up there. I haven't quite decided yet, but yeah, Thursday night and Friday. Friday's the tournament. So
Hmm. All right. I got to figure when I'm going to go up. I might go up Friday afternoon or something like that. So I'm there early evening or something like that.
yeah,
All right. Cool. Yeah, that should be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, me too.
And not
I'm looking forward to the whole weekend, dude. The golf tournament's gonna be it's such a good time. They treat everybody there pretty damn cool.
cool. Well, okay. You better win. What do you get if you win?
I have a bunch of money if your team wins, but man, you try to best ball tournaments are a sham, right? You got people that like keep real score, and then there's people that just you know they're negative. Yeah, they're like one negative 1,000 or something like.
Oh,
Just
they play like my wife.
yeah, it's
At every game, she cheats at every
yeah.
game.
I mean, if you got a good golfer in your squad, then it's yeah.
But
Anything over.
I've obviously never been in a golf tournament. Like, can the same person get best ball in every hole?
So best ball is your foursome. You tee
Right.
off, and then you're hitting, and then everybody hits one ball, and then they pick a ball to hit from on the next one. So it's like the best. So it's a team score.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So
I get.
somebody could be a fucking just bomb one down the middle of the fairway, right? And that guy predominantly, average golfer is a guy that strikes it right down the middle, 300 yards, can't fucking hit it. Is going to hit it 17 times trying to get it the last 100 yards. And then there's guys that can't drive for shit, but they got good short game. And there's people that can't putt for shit, and guys that putt. So you put together a decent team, you could score effectively there. So
Hmm. All right.
it is
Well,
the funnest way to play golf if you suck. For sure.
well, then that would definitely be fun for me because I suck.
That is your game right there.
All right, let's do Maker Spotlight. Who you got this week?
I got somebody named, I don't know his name.
I don't even think I don't see a name.
Yeah, I want to say it's Devin, but I don't know. His handle is MRC_customs. He's got 172 followers, and he's out of New Jersey. And he's what does it say here? All scales, design, metalwork, and heat treat done in house by him. He just recently followed me, and I was looking at his stuff, and I thought, man, this guy's doing really cool stuff. But he's got this picture on his maybe he just got an even heater here, but he's got this shit eating grin.
Yeah.
And I was just digging the vibe. Like I was like, that I like this. There's I don't know, it was cool. So, and then I started looking at his work, and I was, dude's doing some really cool stuff. So I thought it'd be a good and then having 174 followers, I thought, yeah, let's sick the other 4 people listening to this on him. So maybe we'll get him to 176.
Yeah. I
But
like that K tip that's on like 12 down or something like that. The chef knife laying on its side. That's really smooth work. It
yeah.
looks good.
Oh yeah, with the texture.
No, the one above the texture.
Oh.
At least on my screen.
Whoops.
But yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh yeah. I see it. Yeah, good stuff. So go check out MRC_customs and show them some love.
Yeah, so I got Kevin Charbonneau at k.c_forge. And he's just got some really cool stuff here. He's been doing a lot of Damascus. I see some cleavers, some kitchen utensils. Looks like I don't know if they're kebab sticks or whatever. Those look really cool. So yeah, a lot of nice work here. So go give him a follow. That's k.c_forge. He's got 1,559 followers. Yeah, give him a follow as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's a cool dude. I've been following him for quite a while. Sticker swapped way back when. Good dude, does cool stuff, and definitely go check him out.
Cool. I am anxious to get back in the shop this week. It's funny how crazy productive you can be spending 9 to 5 in the shop. So I want to see if I can get that video posted this week. That'd be my goal. If I can get those karambits done, I'd be very happy about that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Did you talk about the Triple T? Because I know that you did a little.
A little bit. I mean, I should finish the intermediate series in this week's episode, but last week's episode was really just diving deep on slotting a guard and a handle and squaring up a handle, which really those two things I think are some of the trickiest things to do for hidden tang knives. So if you're making hidden tang knives and you're kind of new to that process, go check out last week's video. It'll help you kind of slot that guard. And, I am a big fan of the hammer the guard onto the knife process, and then put the imprint of the ricasso into the guard. I started doing that when I think slightly before I started my JS knives, and then Michael Vagnino, my master smith, is like, yeah, that's just the way to do it. Get a high speed rotary tool and dig out the guard, and it's just the best way. And I agree, it's a really easy way to do it, especially if you're doing it on if your guard material is like a non-ferrous material like copper or brass or something like that, then it's super easy because that stuff moves so well. But on this one, I'm doing a 416 stainless guard, so going the full way. It's hard to file, and there's a couple little tips and tricks in there about grinding down one side of your file. So
that's interesting you say that, because I've known you a long time, and although I've not done that the hidden tangs. I mean, this series is like almost geared for me. I feel, anyways, it's the area, the type of knife that I want to do, but I haven't got there yet. But I've never seen or heard anything about grinding that the one side down on the file, and didn't you taper one too?
I've tapered one before, and kind of made like like I basically went corner to corner, like basically took it on a diagonal in order
Yeah,
to I forget the reason I needed it at the time, but yeah, that's a really handy thing. And you can buy files that have a flat side, but I mean, I tend to have so many old files that grinding the face off one is not a big deal.
right,
And then just keep especially when you're doing slots for guards, because you can never get, once you drill the holes, you can never get the file in there for quite a while unless you have a really thin file.
right.
So that's a good little tip to do that.
And that rotary tool, does that have? I mean, you mentioned not like a Dremel, you know, something a little.
Yeah, I mean, some guys use those Fordham tools. I've never looked into a Fordham, and it's like the one that's got a little motor and it
Yeah.
hangs.
That's the one I was considering
Yeah.
too. Does the rotary tool have attachments that? I mean, any attachments go on anything a Dremel can do, or is it really for that precision
So the
type?
difference on the Fordham, they can do. I'm pretty sure you can get a different shank for them that'll do like 1/8 inch burrs,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
where the shank is 1/8 inch.
Yeah.
Mine, it's a 16th inch. So you can get slightly bigger burrs, but you are restricted by it's only a 16th of an inch shaft on those things.
I gotcha. Okay. So you're
But
not getting barrel sanders and shit
no,
like that. That's okay.
no, not on that one. But they, that tool that I have spins at like 320,000 RPMs. It doesn't
Yeah.
have a lot of torque because it's air driven, but it definitely has a speed and for any kind of I wouldn't say engraving. I guess you're engraving, but you can write with it like a pen. It's not like you ever try to write with a Dremel and you're fucking all over the place.
You look
Um,
like a left-handed monkey if you're right-handed.
right.
Your penmanship, yeah.
Yeah. But on the GRS one, like any of those high speed tools, you can write with it like a pen because there's so much control. So for doing exactly what I use it for, digging out the guard or any kind of, that kind of thing, it's really good for that.
Cool.
But they're pricey. But again, most people will go with the Fordham style.
What is the price? Ish?
The one I have is $500 to $600.
Huh.
I mean, you can get a Fordham for. I think the Fordham ones are like,
300?
wow. I think
3.
they're even cheaper than that. Are they 300? Oh,
Yeah. You can
okay.
get the oh god, what is that? Oh man, I can't think of the name of the site. Ali something? Am I tripping?
Oh, Alibaba.
Alibaba, is that a site?
Yeah, but that's a sketchy site.
Yeah, so yeah, but they have like a knockoff Fordhams from there that are like $100. I know some people that have had those and they've treated
Yeah,
them just fine.
but those, and I don't know anything about those, but I'm pretty sure those are motor driven, right? They're not air driven. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Electric.
Because the downside of the GRS one that I have is you need a compressor, you need a regulator, and then you need that. So it's not just the price of the rotary tool. You need a reg too, and those regs are like $80 because
Or you
it
need it.
can't run. It can only run at 30 psi. So you have
Yeah.
to
Not
turn it down
everybody.
a
Yeah, not everybody has a Jeff, so
little.
I got a bunch of regulators.
Yeah. So,
Thankfully there.
but yeah, I'm gonna finish the triple T this week, just with shaping and shaping the guard, shaping the thing, and then I need to do the final sanding on the blade and the treatment of the hamon. So I got to bring out that hamon on the blade. So that'll be the big thing in this week's episode. And fingers crossed, it comes out amazing. but we'll see. I'm still debating, do I want to take it up to the shiny mirror polish finish or not? Like what Trey does on the chef knives. I don't think I'm going to go that far, but I'm probably going to buff it. I'm probably going to attempt close to, I'm not going to go to 30,000 grit or anything ridiculous like that. I have no desire to go that high on a buoy, but yeah, I'm going to go higher than I normally would.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. I'm just after shaping the handle and shaping the guard. Like, you get to that point of the knife, then you're like, oh, okay, this is coming together. Now I'm excited about it. I was excited when I saw the Hamon, but now I'm really excited after I see the handle material always sets me off. Like when I see the handle shaped and the guard, and
it's a naughty feeling. It is the business.
That's the best thing you've said tonight. That naughty feeling when you get close to finishing. Oh yeah. So yeah, I want to finish that thing tomorrow and then on to new stuff.
Yeah. Shit, it's a short week, man. I'm gonna be gone. I was just thinking about we should get together, but yeah, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then I'm fucking out. See ya.
Yeah, I got to think about a design for my throwing knife. I have to do some research.
I don't know. You just that Bowie's got me all pumped up. It's my birthday in a couple weeks. Just saying. Just saying.
I'll send you a picture of it.
All right. Well, I think I've had enough of you. I don't know about everybody else.
I've had enough of me too.
Yeah. So let's get the hell out of here.
All right, man.
And that's a wrap.